we see more letters dealt. Okay. Now, here I can not see this slide as well as you can because I'm remote from a monitor, a small monitor. So at this point, there are more letters dealt now. I think is added onto as what? Queer, Q-U-E-E-R as a word, okay? Q-U-E-E-R as a word added to done with that E. So as you can see now, the crossword pattern is being filled in, okay? By the time you finish with the one deck of cards, you will have a crossword pattern pretty, filled, and sometimes a very interesting combination of letters or words can be produced, okay? So that's how Scramble crossword is played, and I probably did not make it very clear, but you can tell it can be played as solitaire game, as well as a group game, as well as a competitive game, and you can play this in a classroom. As you know, we have magnetic cards like this that you can put on a board, and people can, the whole class can play, and you can build this crossword by the whole class and see how many words you can create and how far a crossword pattern can be, created on the magnetic board. Now, let's see whether we have more cards dealt. And next slide. If we, the prepared slides sort of ran out, what we could do is we will do the real-time game with you, with the audience, okay? Now, next slide, what happened is now we added C-H-I-T, chit, okay, as a word. And interesting enough is the I is placed next to Q, okay? Q-I as a two-letter word is only very, very recently being accepted as a word in the standard Scrabble dictionary, okay? As you know, the two-letter word is key in playing Scrabble games, and started out, the two-letter words is only 90-some words, 92, 94, 96, 98. Eventually now, today, I think in the latest edition of a Scrabble dictionary, there are 104 two-letter words, okay? So QI is a accepted two-letter word. It's pronounced as chi, as is a Chinese word, and just in the sound of basically representing this Chinese character. This word, its meaning in Chinese is the element that is controlling sort of the biochemistry of body function in some magic way, which I'm not really expert in this. And I know many people do believe that the circulation, okay, in Western medicine, circulation is blood. Blood circulates in your body. But in this Chinese medicine, the qi is circulating in your body, and the qi has very important sort of function, and your health is determined. And many times people can tell whether a person is not healthy or not by sort of examining this part of the circulation. Well, I shouldn't go far field from areas I don't really know much about. So that is a two-letter word, qi, okay? So we build up that way now. Let's see whether we have any more letters being dealt and people played. And yes, okay, next letter, based on the letters dealt, L, I, and so on. Now another wild card appeared. So the word is added onto the chip with H wildcard LD. So that's child. So child is added to this crossword. Okay. Now let's see whether another slide coming with this cards continue dealt. Okay, the letters dealt underneath with M, another M, and O, and B, okay, A. So this interesting word, actually, it's a mumbo. Huh? Mumbo. Is that the name of the dance? Mumbo. Mumbo. Cha-cha mumbo, right? Okay, so that is placed right underneath G because O goes with G is go, okay? So you got mumbo and go. Now, this can keep going, right? And until you really used up a whole deck. The whole deck is 136 cards. And so far, I don't know, we probably only used the 30-some cards, so you can continue to go on and on. I think before the show, we prepared a few slides. I don't remember how many actually still have. Okay, now we see the next one is scary is added on. This is very good. It's very clever in a way. You now made not only scary as a word, but you have made 3 short words. So as you can see, M-A is a word, A-R is a word, M-Y is a word, okay? So if you are playing competitively, you will now keep your score word list. You have scary, you have ma, you have R, and you have my, and those will be your word and added to your list. You will add points to each word and so on. You gain a lot more points. So the features in this game includes a lot of the familiar games like Scrabble game, like a crossword game, like these things and spelling and so on. So it really adds a lot of elements to the game, and particularly good about it, which I like the best, is that this small deck of cards, you can take it anywhere. You can play it, of course, in school, in classroom, in home, and so on. But you can play it in the airplane. You can play it on the beach, wherever you go. And yet, you can play many, many games, not just one single game. Dozens of games. My first book listed about 20 games. Now, if I have time, finish my second edition is already more than 30 games you can play with the Scramble cards. Okay. Now, if we don't have any slides, what we could do, if we do, we'll continue to exhaust the slides. Okay, now you can see that add another one is arrival. Okay, that's a very interesting, because with AR and with RIVAL, you add it on to arrival. That's a very good word. Okay, any more? Oh, from arrival, next letter is little. Next word is little, okay, and that's using double TIEL, okay. Of course, that's not the only place you can put that. You can put different words. For example, you can do short words, let or something, or light, and place somewhere else, okay. And there's a child has D, and you can always do something with ED. Oh, by accident. All right, I didn't actually know that this next one comes up. It's say card, C-A-R-D. Okay, so that's the way it's building up. Okay, now if we are coming to the end of the slides, then whatever time left, we'll play this in real time with you audience. Okay, so for C, the Z comes up, and this player put the zinc, which is good because Z is a high point letter, and sometimes it's very hard to use. And with this zinc, you probably get quite a bit of points. Okay, now any more? Next one is A. You said able. Okay, All right. Actually, it looks like we probably don't have that much time left for doing the real time. Let's continue on if there's any more slides quickly. Let's see whether, all right, that at the bottom is filters, right? And again, here you take advantage, you got two short words too, okay? The EF and SI and filters, okay? Next, any more? Okay, let's put back the slide, last slide, okay? That's the last one. We end with sort of prepared game, or actually that game was played. We just simply recorded as a slide. Now, if that was, say, played with half deck, you have still half deck, you should be able to continue on. You probably cannot see these cards from your camera, but I can do this sort of on my hand here, and let's say I deal 5. How many cards you deal, again, is a rule you can set, and depending how many people play and so on. Right now I have P, T, X, and U, 5 letters. And I can see from this crossword pattern, I can put a word on. I mean, P-U-N-T, punt, is a word by itself, okay? And X is always good, but I don't have a word use X. I have to see whether there's any place we can do it. For example, if there's an A, I have TX, I can put text and use the X up, okay? Or let's say you have I, you can always do XI. As a Scrabble, people always remember these 2-letter Greek letter word that you can do. So for right now, audience can try to play it. We have P, U, N, T, X, where you think you can get the maximum points by putting these letters on, okay? For example, as the filters, that S can be spawn. S-P-U-N is the word, okay? So this is how we play. I hope I have explained reasonably clearly for you, and you can practice on your own, play as a solitaire, or you can gather your family and say, well, let's play Scramble Crossword, okay? And all you need is a table and a deck of Scramble cards. All right, so thank you for watching this show. Today we had a guest who's Will Michael, a naturalist. He has done some very fascinating video photography work, particularly the documentary about the Anglefly Preserve is very, very fascinating. And we had a fortune that he explained his work. He was here telling you what he observed and so on. So we hope to get him back or other guests to our show. And today's game, Scramble Crossword, is a new game, and I think is very interesting, and I hope you will try it and enjoy it. Thank you for watching.